Everybody, welcome to What the Flick. The band is back together.
Yay!
Francis, Bibbs, Alonso, Scream. We're winding down to the last few episodes. This was number 108, Ghosts.
Ghosts.
And ghosts there were indeed.
Well, but no.
Or were there?
Well, yeah.
This show got good. This show got so
Emma
good.
Needs Meds. That was a less good title.
Francis, we haven't been here in a couple of weeks, so we loved the last week's episode. We had a lot of fun with it. Tell me about what your experience is catching up.
I don't know. It was just like I mean, we talked about it before. I liked certain aspects of the show. I thought the acting was pretty bad during the first opening episodes, and it just started to get a lot better as things started to unfold. And I think Emma is growing on me. I used to think she was very, I don't know, she just didn't portray the distress that I wanted to see in her as a character. But now, I like the fact that she's probably gone psychotic, because that would happen, and she's seeing images and stuff like that now. But it's just like,
I'm not sure psychotic is the polite word.
I was not trying to be polite.
Yes.
I was just
trying to be abrasive and mean.
She's having an episode in this episode.
But it's just got better. It's just got much better. And as what we did predict at the start seems to be unfolding. That her mother and Brandon James did have a little fling.
Right. Although maybe she's not Brandon James' daughter now, because apparently somebody else out there is the child of Brandon James.
And also now, she'd be too young for that now, so she'd be the half-sister of whomever this person may or may not be. It was nice to see, like, oh, the last horse finally crossed the finish line. We're finally, the show has caught up to where we thought it was, like, in episode 3. Yeah. We're finally there. I love that moment where she was like, whose ultrasound is this? I don't fucking know. It's an ultrasound. Like, I'm supposed to, like, I guess maybe if you're a mother, you'd recognize your own ultrasound anywhere, but maybe it's just this grainy photo that you can't recognize 20 years later.
Yeah, I think you could lie on that one, have some plausible deniability, but I'm sure at this point the mom's like, all right, fine, busted.
I like how in every scene I like to pick apart stuff that's gone wrong with the mayor, like the last time when he wrote down the name. But in this scene, like, I know you're the mayor, but you're clearly a suspect, so since when have you got the power to be like, I'm not going to tell you what I did right now, but I'm going to tell my daughter first, to the police guy? Like, I'm sure he should be questioning him more so before he has the ability to tell his daughter what he did. He should be confessing to the police guy, right? Am I right? Is that not the way the judicial system works?
I don't have a lot of faith in Lakewood's infrastructure right now. That's all I'm going to say.
Bring back Lorraine Brock. She was asking the right questions.
She was a stern taskmaster, and I admired it. I love the little details in the show. There's like this, in the high school, when Emma comes back, and even though she shouldn't, there's two things I just loved. The first one was, as soon as she walked through the door, there was this extra on screen left who sees her and goes, it's the best extra I've seen in a while. And the other one was, there's this poster behind her.
Titus Andronicus. Why are they doing Titus Andronicus when there's murders going on everywhere?
Yeah, well, actually, that wasn't even the one I was thinking of. Yes, there's
all of that. I saw that in the bathroom. I'm like, this is like the worst timing ever.
Well, the other one I loved was, there's a poster that just says, "Don't bully," in giant red letters. And I'm picturing it like someone put that poster up thinking, some bully is going to read this. And they're going to realize, oh, you're right. Like, I totally buy that. It's kind of
nobody ever spelled it out for me before. But
yeah. When you put it like that, I am kind of a wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, poster.
The only question I have is how much can they continue to go on with the really obvious suspects that are never going to be the actual killer? Like, so we had the mayor, which is just obvious it can't be, and now we've got the teacher. So like, well, I just want to know, like, what direction can they take it? Because if they continue to have these very obvious subjects, like...
Well, that scene with the sheriff talking to Audrey and Noah,
he seemed very suspicious.
He seemed very suspicious. Like, for a second, I was like, wait, is he about to stab both of them? Like, what? The guy was playing it so intensely that I was like, okay, there's other things happening in this scene. What's going on?
Well, but again, that's the sort of thing, yes, and that's the thing. You can push that as far as you can until you finally reveal the killer or killers. And that was one of the cleverest things about the original Scream, was that as a whodunit, it's actually unsolvable unless you can wrap your head around the idea that there's two killers before that was a thing.
Yes. Right.
The initial Scream was like, oh, well, it can't be that guy because the killer was doing something at the same time. Well, we knew, but that applied to literally every character until the finale, when you realize, oh, now it all makes sense. That's this, except for the dad who was absent, but was obviously a red herring. So it could be the same situation here. Oh, well, it can't be the teacher unless there's two of them.
Yes,
unless there's, that's how it would work.
The teacher and the son of the sheriff.
Exactly, something who has way too perfect hair. Kieran's hair is a goddamn miracle.
That makes him a suspect right there.
I take good pride in my hair, and when I see that show, When I see him in this,
We're pikers.
I'm like, okay, come on.
The perfect lines
Wait.
of hair gel through his hair and like a comb, like you could slice a hard-boiled egg on that kid's head. It's incredible. Of course I'm jealous.
Okay, now I know the kids are all into vinyl and the retro stuff and even VHS. Where the hell does Emma get an actual Walkman to listen to that cassette over and over and over again?
Her mom.
Maybe
I'll let it go.
even the mom is too young, I think, to have had an actual
Walkman?
analog Walkman.
I had an analog Walkman.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
maybe.
know.
Does it still work?
They were ready. Yeah, if I
Put
greased it
batteries
up,
in it?
maybe
Okay.
something. Yeah, you can get that stuff.
Okay, just asking.
She might have had to overnight it off of Amazon, but like you can do it. I'm willing to accept all of that. Oh, can we talk about Tom Everett Scott?
Yes.
Remember Tom Everett Scott?
That thing you do.
Right? That's
And
not
then-
like a weird expression. He was in that movie. That thing.
That thing you
Like,
do.
no, he's in that thing you do. He's pretty good. I guess I really didn't have anything to say
Yeah,
about it.
no.
Can we
He's
talk about
fine.
him? And then you said his
Yeah,
name.
I guess I thought maybe you guys would have something clever to say.
No,
was waiting on you.
I
Just
always
showing the seams in the show.
I kept waiting for the Tom Everett Scott moment in life, and he works, and that's great.
He
but,
was Booster Gold on Justice League Unlimited.
well, there you go. But
was
I somehow thought I don't know. I thought he was going to reach a different echelon, but he's fine. He always delivers. He's a good actor.
Well, there you
What,
go.
can we talk about Jake, right? So Jake and Noah, for one, good scene because it's like, that's one thing that I would always imagine myself doing if someone was in a coma that I didn't like. I'd just be like, yo, that was me. I spent Ranger card. It was fucking awesome. That's what he said. It was great. But, so what's
You're
Jake's...
mean.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm picturing me in like this nightmare state, and now I have paranoid fantasies because I can kind of hear you. I'm in a coma.
I'm putting your hand in warm water.
No!
No, that's just something you do if it was someone that maybe picked on you. He's just like...
You
can
take
confess-
advantage
you
of
can
them
confess
in a
it- you
coma?
confess to him. You
No,
confess.
and I don't know if this makes Jake more of a suspect or more of a red herring,
gonna say.
but the whole just missed his vital organs thing.
Wasn't that really suspicious?
That's exactly is that Scream 1 when they were just stabbing each other for fun?
Well,
just to
they
try and
were
make it seem...
it's like shallow and to the side. I
Yeah.
don't even know how accurate that is, but that was the idea. Was that would be? Although he was stabbed like into a wall.
Yeah,
That's
it
a
was.
bit extreme. I do like his sort of Revenge of the Nerds ogre coming out of a coma moment, where like you're coming out of nerd. Like, that's a great thing. Like right out of the coma, your first thing is an insult. That's pretty sweet. That's pretty good. Just good times.
I'm still trying to figure out. Like, I feel that my excitement to try and figure out who it's going to be is kind of gone now because I just don't. I was excited to see that if it was someone very obvious, like so obvious that you wouldn't be able to tell. So I was kind of going between, will they just completely replicate what happened in the earlier Screams and have the jocks do it? Because you wouldn't think that they would do that, right? Because it's so obvious if you were going to do it. But now I'm just like, are they going to just bring someone from completely out of the picture who's going to do it?
Sometimes you can do that in a TV series.
Yeah, I would
It's
hope
annoying
not. I
when
mean,
they do.
I've heard a lot of people online, like on my Facebook wall, have been saying Piper. They're very suspicious
yeah.
of Piper now.
is very
so
suspicious.
I don't
I
know.
think maybe.
Keep herself in a business.
I
Is that-
remember there was a great series called Murder One. It only lasted 2 seasons, and it was this whole big trial thing, murder case. Everyone was wondering who had did it, and it turns out that the killer was someone who was introduced like halfway through the season, and it felt like we felt rooked. It felt cheap. So the impetus is on them, obviously, to really wow us and give us like a killer. It's like, oh, it was Noah and
Emma's mom.
Yeah, just a completely random combination of people. Why the hell not?
We have arrested someone, so we can pretty much rule him out. I think.
Yes, exactly.
But it'll be,
Probably.
this is going to get us rolling towards the beginning.
It sounds
here.
like he's guilty, but he's guilty of a different thing, and that takes
sure.
the curse
Of
off of
course
that a
he
little
is.
bit. He's not just a complete red herring. It's not just like
He did something.
Well, he's
Yeah.
still going to go. Still going to come under some sort of scrutiny for having relationships with the students. So
Well,
he's
yes,
done
yes.
for that.
But then he'll get a job with the NSA for being so good at having like wire, spooked the whole town on his computer. So he's
you
got
go.
talent. What can I say? And I have to say that my relationship with Brooke has progressed to a point
Yeah,
where
she-
I was happy she wasn't murdered last night.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah,
She seems
I
neat.
didn't think that we were going to get there,
She's
but
got sass.
She was set up to be murdered in typical Scream fashion. She had no clothes on. She was running around. That's just what happens usually. Or is that a scary movie? Is that going to happen in scary movies?
Nudity isn't actually Scream's thing.
That's
Even in
scary
the
movies
first
trying to
one,
make
when
it.
they talk about, oh, here's the obligatory boob shot, still bra. Like, there's never really been that sexy of a thing. There's actually been more sex on this show than there ever was in any of the movies. Yeah.
True.
So thank you for that.
These kids today. All right, 2 to go. We will be here. Hope you will
There's
too.
only 2 left?
I think.
Nice.
Yeah.